Hey guys, we're going to be getting started here in a minute.
Yes.
Well, welcome everybody. My name is Charles Owen with Paladin, and today we're going to be talking about clearing up the clouds, how Paladin works in the cloud. So we're going to go through this presentation probably about 20-25 minutes, and I'll go through this pretty quickly here. I will be recording this for future, so you can always, if you get interrupted, have to take care of your customers, totally fine. You can come back and watch it later, and you can also invite your other employees and such to watch as well. If you have any questions, just go ahead and put those questions in the questions box, and I will open those up at the end of the presentation and address those questions. We are sitting at 9:01 right now, so I will go ahead and get started. I've confirmed that you can both see my screen and hear me, so that's all good. I've got a little new audio. Hopefully it's going to work for you. Let's go ahead and get started. So what you're going to learn today is how retail business computing has evolved and what's in the cloud, advantages and disadvantages of both the cloud and on-premise, and using the best of both worlds, which is more or less a hybrid solution. And that's kind of the focus of today, is talk about where Paladin supports the cloud and where and why we also support on-premise. So let's go to the next slide here. So how retail business computing has evolved. I love this image. It just shows things evolving through the first days of hunting and gathering to shopping, and now going from to the cell phone. You can see the guy in the end there. So the first cash register was invented and patented in the late 1800s, believe it or not. It was National Cash Register, or NCR, that designed the first electric cash register in 1906. Interesting. IBM invented the first computer-driven cash register in 1973, and there were a plethora of other Windows-based retail software programs that were developed in the early 1900s. I'm sorry, in the early 1990s. Improved internet speeds in the 2000s allowed software of all kinds to be shared in the cloud. So hence the development of POS systems available in the cloud. What is in the cloud? Well, cloud-based services allow businesses to utilize services through a platform that is connected through the internet, right? The most prominent forms of cloud-based services are a SaaS model, which stands for Software as a Service, if you've heard that term before. IaaS, which is an IT infrastructure such as Microsoft Azure or Amazon Web Services. And then platforms, PaaS. All right, cloud computing continues to grow. The International Data Corporation expects public cloud spending to hit nearly $500 billion by 2023. That's not too far away. What's the difference? All right, so a lot of people ask me this question: what is the difference between on-premise and in the cloud? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? So I've got it pretty much laid out here as the definition of the differences, just simplified, right? Essentially, the fundamental difference between cloud versus on-premise software is where your data resides. It's either in the cloud, on some server somewhere, either in Texas or China or somewhere, and on-premise software is installed locally, right? So you've got the two difference, do you want your data here in-house with you, or do you want it stored on a cloud somewhere? Not only is it just the data in some cases, but in most cloud applications, the application itself resides in the cloud. Now you're accessing it through either your phone or tablet or computer, and there might be a client component, but for the most part, it's getting all the information and programming through the cloud. It's basically a shared system, if you will, where lots of different people are able to access the same application through a cloud. And that's done through a web browser, or as I mentioned, a resident application. On-premise software puts the user in control of the data, right? Giving you full access to all the data, all the information, giving you added protection from internet failures, and things of that nature. So let's go in and talk about specifics, advantages of the cloud. So cost. So utilizing the cloud doesn't require on-site servers. That's true. There are some other hardware devices that are required, special ones, to use applications through the cloud, and we'll discuss that under the disadvantages. Mobility. Cloud programs can be accessed anywhere with an internet connection. So that's it's a great asset, right, to be able to get access to your information, to your data, to your customers from anywhere, anytime in the anywhere in the world. Backup and data storage. Data is stored in offsite cloud servers and can be backed up. So for the most part, if you are diligent about doing backups, if the cloud service provides it, you can download and back up that information to your disks, to your drives in your store. But for the most part, to be able to access that, you need access to the cloud application. All right, so what are the disadvantages of the cloud? Well, reliability. Performance is based on internet service provider quality, right? If you have an ISP, internet service provider, that has spotty internet, it's going to be a challenge, right? Low bandwidth speeds can really limit the performance and the quality and your experience with the cloud application. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this, folks that use a cloud-based system continually are just, express their dissatisfaction with the low bandwidth or speeds and performance of their cloud-based system. What about costs? Well, cloud services can be inexpensive to get into, but as your data bumps up and you use more and more of the stored disks, it can potentially raise the cost. So hardware. So with cloud-based systems, they don't really like to be involved with the hardware part of it, right? But most cloud-based companies will not support your hardware. And most peripherals that require that you connect up to the cloud require an internet connection, which also comes with its challenges. So security and risk, right? So your data is potentially stored, along with thousands of other businesses, and it could be hacked. And if it's hacked, it's a bad day. And I have heard of stories where people have lost their data because it's outside of their control. And if you're not diligent about doing backups, it can be significantly impact your business. Compliance. So there are some truths to this, but for the most part, it can be overcome. But most of the cloud-based systems out there, if they are going to be compliant, they have to, they have to really focus on providing for that, for the compliance piece of it. So I'm talking about HIPAA compliancy, the Privacy Act for healthcare. PCI DSS is the credit card security that's required. And there's a number of other compliancies as well. If you're using a system, just make sure that's cloud-based, just make sure that it complies with all the areas that you need. I think the PCI is very important for Visa and MasterCard to make sure that your data is secure and your customers' data and credit card information will not be compromised. All right, so what are some of the advantages of on-premise? So we're showing a little picture here of an appliance, a device, very small computer that's very, very powerful. This is what we use in our multi-store applications and in some single stores where they want a dedicated server that has that maintains the data, and then we maintain the service of that piece of equipment. So when it comes to some of the advantages of security, so there's no commingling of data in the cloud servers, right? The data is yours, it's in your store, it's accessible, it's secure, and you have access to it from anywhere. So data is immediately available and completely under your control, right? Business data belongs to the business and is stored at that business. So if you want information and the internet's down, it's hard to get with a cloud-based system, right? If you want to get access to your system, let's say there's a problem with the internet, or you just want quick, down and dirty access to the data, you always have that information available to you. Reliability, store functions are not dependent on the internet connection or quality of the internet connection. It all works directly within your IP or your within your network. And because your data is stored locally, it's easier for us to be fully compliant with regulatory and industry standards. So it puts you in control when it comes to making sure that you're compliant in all aspects of your business. So Paladin provides the best of both worlds. So we understand the value of the cloud, and we full on support cloud-based services, right? Even our business model is a SaaS-based business model, because we believe that that is the looking out for the best interest of our customer, right? And there is a place for on-premise software and data to reside, and there's a place for cloud data to reside and be able to get access to anything from anywhere. So we have a number of applications that use exclusively the cloud to access the data, but it just so happens that the data that cloud is accessing comes directly from your server or from a server in the Paladin server farm. So it's all under our control. It's under your control. It's data that you have access to from anywhere. And again, the mobile apps we'll talk about briefly. So we also provide online managed services to pull all this information together and protect you from this. So our retail solution is installed on your hardware in your store, so your data is yours. It runs even when it's offline, allowing you to access your data from anywhere, anytime. Safe and secure from online hackers, and protects your business and customers from online and in-store fraud. So to continue on with this, cloud services, we also protect your business and on-site hardware with a variety of online managed services. So I alluded to this in the previous slide. Data-wise and system-wise are methods that we are able to manage your data off-site. So we go in every hour and with data-wise, and we can get a copy of that data and we put it in the cloud, which happens to be under our roof here at Paladin. So we have a server farm where your data is fully protected. And system-wise is another service that we provide, and that provides a full backup of your entire hard drive versus the data-wise, which is backing up just your Paladin data, right? We also manage security, keep computers safe from ransomware, fraudulent websites, and viruses, and things like that. And actually, data-wise and managed security and managed updates, I believe, are products that we provide as part of our solution for the first 365 days, for the first year. After that, you have an option to keep those running if you like, or you can just shut them down if you're comfortable enough in maintaining protection, virus protection, ransomware protection, as well as protecting your backups. Managed network, we also provide network services. So this came about because we had a number of customers that were having to go to third-party sources and sign up with managed network service companies that can be very expensive. When I say very expensive, I mean upwards of $500 a month. We put together a very simple, cohesive managed network service that we put in our own router, our own firewall, our own network switches, and we manage the network for you. So we protect you from the outside threats, as well as keep your performance up and running. So we can see, using these devices, the speed of the connection between all of the terminals. So I can't tell you, there are hundreds of customers out there who have made the move to our managed network services, and it's solved a lot of problems. I'm talking credit card issues, internet issues, connectivity, performance. I mean, it just makes a huge difference. So do look into that. Our mobile services utilize the cloud exclusively, except as I mentioned, to access the data. So we're going through a cloud-based application that we developed for both phone and a tablet, and even on a PC, that actually leverages the connection to your your data service, right, or your data period, which is stored in your within your business. So we're able to get access, give you access to your data on your server at any time, right? So things like the mobile 2, mobile checkout. Mobile checkout lets you sell from anywhere in the world, right? You can literally take a tablet and you can pack up the truck, go to a flea market, and sell right out of the back of your truck through your store through a mobile app. As long as you have mobile connectivity, you can do this. You can scan products, you can capture signatures, you can accept multiple types of payment, including credit cards, and you can also do things like retrieve stored quotes in the store and even store quotes, and then manage your customers' pricing plans, right? Their trade discounts. That's all done through this mobile to checkout application. Mobile to deliver is yet another product that we offer, and it's tied to the scheduler within Paladin and enables you to do things like take a photograph of the load that you're dumping at the site, get a signature, make modifications to the order to to add credits or what have you. And all of this is done in real time. So that information is picked up from the job site and transmitted to the system in real time. So you could actually track, if you're using the scheduler, where your driver has been and where they haven't been, based on finalizing that invoice or that delivery on site at the job site. Mobile Access is a very simple application that's super powerful, and you put this right on your phone. Do you have to load an app? Nope. You just bring up the browser on your phone, go to mobile.paladinpos.com, put in your credentials, and now you have access to the data in Paladin. You can see, for example, your comparative revenue report. What have you done in the store, right? What kind of business have you closed today? Comparison to yesterday or last month. It'll show you all that information right at your fingertips in real time, accessing data from your store. In addition, we have the inventory access where you can access all the inventory items. So if you're at a market, which hopefully will start going to markets again one day soon, you'll be able to look at information in your, peer into your inventory and see what you have on stock, see what you paid for it last time, see what the usage is and how much you sell it for. All that information's at your fingertips. And I can't tell you how many markets I've been to where people are walking around with their phone in their hand, checking all the part numbers as they go through and look at what they want to order. Very, very helpful tools. All of these, again, are cloud-based. So Paladin Pilot is a solution that is very similar to like Go to My PC or PC Anywhere. We use the Paladin Pilot to give you access to your data in the store from anywhere in the world, basically, as long as you have a connection to the Wi-Fi or internet or mobile. So you'll be able to work remotely on a PC that's in your office. All right, so that pretty much covers it. I said it would be about 20 minutes. It's been about 18 so far. So we do have time for questions if you have any questions. There's more information you can learn in the Learn More help portal that you'll see in that you'll find at paladinpos.com. Just go to help portal under webinars, or you can go directly to portal.paladinpos.com and it will take you to our knowledge base. If you put /webinars, it'll take you directly to the webinars, and that's where you can rewatch this webinar or send this to other folks to watch as well. All right, I don't see any questions coming up so far, so I'll just go ahead and put in a plug for the next webinar, which is Remote Stock Check, Simplifies Ordering. We'll do that on Tuesday, August 3rd at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So stay tuned for that. There'll be more information on that coming up shortly. And as always, to expand your knowledge, to learn more about Paladin, number one, we really appreciate the fact that you are making the time to come here today. Great attendance today for this topic, which is kind of a weird one, clearing up the clouds. Hopefully this does clear things up for you on what we do and don't do when it comes to cloud and on-premise. There's more information under Retail Sciences that you can find on relevant articles for helping you grow your store. You can see this and other webinars that are stored in there as well. And then always the self-help tools available, portal.paladinpilots.com. You can also visit us on, all the social media sites, and we keep up with all those as well. Again, I don't see any questions, so I am going to let you all get back to work. God bless you so much, and thank you again for your willingness to learn and expand your knowledge when it comes to Paladin. I wish you the most success in getting back to a normal world again. Thank you all for attending. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.